What's up, YouTube, and welcome to our sixth draft of Avatar's Bronze to Mythic run. We're in a great spot. We're near the end of Gold, so we're actually coming up on our point where we're going to put a pause until the season reset. So, assuming we do pretty well, we only have a few more episodes to film for November before we take a break and wait for the December reset. So, let's jump right in and see how we do. All right, let's see what we're working with here. A lot of really decent choices with nothing particularly crazy. I think our rare is very okay. 3 mana draw twos are decent in this set. I think it's just too slow to be doing that. But if you're casting it for the Waterbend 6 for a total of 9, where you're drawing 7 cards, you're going to win a lot of games, assuming you've stabilized. Alternatively, Toph is very good at uncommon. Epic Downfall's pretty darn good. Jet's pretty good. Rocky Rebuke's also decent, as it keeps us pretty open. Yeah, a lot of really decent choices here. I don't want to take Spirit Water Revival first pick. I think I'm just going to take Toph, genuinely. I think it's just super efficient. It's a win condition. It's monocolor, very easy to build around. So like here we're getting a green-white ally synergy card. Over, I guess if I had taken Heartless Act, we could take Sold Out as our second pick here. And yeah, I mean, if I'd taken the blue card here, I guess I would take Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper. Card's been pretty decent. 3 mana 2/4 lifelink blocks really well. I'm pretty happy taking White Lotus reinforcements and going all in on allies here. As a reminder, Toph is an ally. Ooh, allies do want to be like a Naya, basically in everything but black in some way or form. And here's the thing, I like staying green and taking like True Ancestry. I think this card's fine. I think it's a lot worse in Best of One. I think Fire Nation Worship is not great in the ally deck. Glider Kids is decent in the ally deck, but Twin Blades has just been crazy. This card's insane. And so I'm going to take it. Maybe we're green-red and we don't end up being this White Lotus replacement. Who knows, but I am taking the absolutely insane Twin Blades. And then we're getting past genuinely almost nothing. Treetop Freedom Fighters is pretty good in like the aggressive ally deck. It makes 2 allies, it has haste. I don't like Lonely, the Twin Tutors. I think they're very okay. I also don't like Price of Freedom. It ramps your opponent if they are getting hit on a Earthbent creature. It does draw you a card, but like I think that's pretty bad. Gold Administrator is very good, but I want to stay in my green here, and I think taking the black-red card is a little difficult given that. So I'm going to take the Freedom Fighters. It's going to make our deck pretty often. Into now Lightning Strike or Airbending Lesson. I think Airbending Lesson is a better card, but it's looking like we may not be white at all, and we're very confidently at this point, I would say red with the Twin Blades. So I'm going to take the Lightning Strike. I think Zuko's fine as a 4 mana 4/3, and then, kind of pays for his own ability to exile the top card off the library. I am not crazy about him, though, and I think Lightning Strike I am crazy about. I've actually yet to draft a Lightning Strike, which is crazy. And now we're getting like Zhong's Deserters. The Shrine deck has looked maybe kind of open. We've seen the green, the red, and the black Shrine at this point, but I doubt any of them will wheel. Someone's going to confidently just go into the Shrine deck and take all of those. Another Freedom Fighters is okay. Problem is, it seems like we're moving away from allies and more into like an aggro red deck, maybe, with the Twin Blades, the Lightning Strike. In which case, Earth Rumble Wrestlers is a very fair consideration. I think it does a lot. But we're like red-white maybe. Going wide is going to be quite nice. Iroh Tea Master. When Iroh enters, you make a food. At the beginning of combat, you can give a thing to an opponent. When you do, create a 1/1 and put a 1/1 counter on that token for each permanent you own that your opponents control. So basically, it's a 3 mana 2/2, and at combat, you can give them a food to make a 2/2. So it's a 3 mana, make a 4/4. It's fine. You can consistently give them something that doesn't matter every turn, like our 1/1 allies to make bigger allies. It's decent. I just don't really like this card. I think this card is pretty underwhelming. So I'm gonna actually take Fire Nation Raider. Makes a clue if we attack this turn. Yeah, red seems wide open. We're getting a Ty Lee 8th pick, and there's a second Treetop Freedom Fighters in the pack, which I would be happy to take. We could be like almost mono red at this point. Staying very open with what our second color is. All right, well now we're getting a Rocky Rebuke 9th pick. We wheeled it. It was the only other green card in the pack that was relevant, so that's super important to point out. that eight, our seven other drafters saw this pack with only Rocket Rebuke as the green card, and none of them took it. So maybe green is more open than we think it is, and we just haven't seen the green cards. With all of these Treetop Freedom Fighters, I think Wandering Musicians gets a lot better. It's an ally, which Earth Kingdom Soldier is not. So I'm going to take it. I think Meteor Sword is kind of a trap in most decks. And if we are green-red, I think I'd rather have a Turtle Duck than a Rough Rhino. Cavalry, Turtle Duck has been very good. It's really good with fights. It triggers your 4 or greater. Trusty Boomerang is also a trap. It's a 1 mana that you equip for 1, and then you can pay 1 and tap the creature it's on. To bounce a thing to its owner's hand. I think that card is just not real. I'll take a Curious Farm Animals. We're not doing the Shrine deck at all. We may still be white, some way, shape, or form, but we're absolutely red and green. And now Haru Hidden Talent is going to keep us in red-green allies confidently. This card is crazy. I keep saying this, but there's a bunch of cards in the set where if this card stays on the board after you resolve it, I basically assume my opponent didn't have removal they could cast. This is one of those cards. 2 mana 1/1, every time an ally enters, Earthbend 1. Our deck is going to be almost entirely allies. We have multiple cards that trigger double allies. Oh my goodness. What a choice. So Bossing Say is crazy. Katara win the game. We had a draft of her. She is nuts. Unfortunately, she's double blue, but she's just so insane that if you cast her, problem is I don't even think we're white at this point. We may not even be playing white. We might just be red green. So I think I have to take Bossing Say, as good as Katara is in especially the ally deck. Like we are totally the deck for it. But 4 color from here seems really tough. And Bossing Say is in our color. And I would say they're very close in power level. Bossing Say is really impressive as a land, especially. Iroh's Demonstration and Allies at Last are also super impressive. Allies at Last can be a 1 mana to bite spell, and Iroh's Demonstration is just a 2 mana deal 4. Funny enough, I actually think Iroh's Demonstration is better. The versatility of dealing 4 or 1 to each of your opponent's creatures is just so good. It consistently costs 2 instead of 3, and yes, it's at sorcery speed, but I think that's perfectly fine within our deck. So I'm going to take it here. A little bummer that we don't get to take both, but Iroh's Demonstration has been just absolutely insane. Sun Warriors is a card I think wow, would splash white for. I say that, but then in this pack is double removal spell. So like, yeah, Sun Warriors is insane actually. It's a 4 mana 3/5, which is just super hard to deal with. With Firebending X for X's number of creatures you control, and then you pay 5 and make a 1/1 token. This card gets out of hand so fast that I think I'm actually going to take it as a white splash, and maybe we will play this White Lotus reinforcements. And see, look, we're still getting a Rocky Rebuke here out of this next pack. North Pole Patrol is good. If we had taken that Katara and tried to go into blue, I think this is a totally justifiable pick. We could take a white Plane Cycler. I don't love doing that. There's a removal spell in the pack. I'm taking the removal spell. And we're absolutely splashing white, so these white cards are with a big asterisk of like, are they worth it over just playing more red and green cards to be consistent? Yamashu City is amazing fixing, really good with Bosch Sing Se. Shared Roots goes into basic land and puts on the battlefield tapped. Absolutely amazing on turn 2. Pretty good every turn after that. I do like the Deserves Disciple in the ally deck, but I think ramping and making sure we hit our colors is going to be important. Holy moly, Iroh Grand Lotus, 8th pick. Just nobody's doing that at all. And we already have the go get a. I don't want to take a blue card. I mean, how many lessons do we even have? I think I'm just taking the boulder here. Yeah. Not an ally. Yes, an ally. I think this card's super okay, but it's really good with our Allies Matters cards. It's also the only ally. I'll take it. We may not play it. It's white, and like I said, we're kind of like red-green just splashing white. Rumble Arena helps with the splash. It helps with the earth bending. So when we have these like synergy decks that care about a creature type, one thing to consider are things that actually synergize for you having the creature type, and then the other thing to look at is things that make a bunch of those creatures or are those creatures. There's like 2 categories. There's like payoffs essentially, and then contributors. And ideally, you want your payoffs to also be contributors, and I'll get to that in a moment. Wow, Boomy's Bash 12th pick is nuts. For record, Cabbage Merchant's also very good, but I think Boomy's Bash is better. So our deck is looking for 2 things: enablers and things that help us actually make the enablers good. And then generic good cards are always going to make our deck. Whoa, is this a legendary land? It's not. Okay, I guess we are double bossing saying, which is just insane. We're passing a lightning strike in this pack, which I think is good, but obviously not better than bossing say. I think lands that just kind of can win the game is super important, even though it's only as a sorcery. Each creature you control gains Firebending 5. What can we use Firebending for, if at all? Almost nothing. Turtle Duck appreciates having a little bit of Firebending. We have a Lightning Strike and Rocky Rebukes, but those are green. Yeah, that's not a card for us. Genuine, even though it's a mythic and it would help us build our set, I genuinely think we're supposed to just take the Firebending lesson here and be pretty happy about it. Sunson's Comet's amazing in the red-black, Firebending decks, but that is so far from what we're doing. Jasmine Tea Shop, add for 1 mana of any color for allies and 5 tap make an ally. Yeah, that's pretty good. Taking that over Lightning Strike Rocky Rebuke. I would be happy if either of those wheeled, although neither should. I also wouldn't mind a second Toph. I wouldn't mind a Rumble Arena. A lot of cards from this pack would be pretty happy to see wheel. Jasmine Tea Shop's another rare land that just absolutely makes our deck better. Interesting pick here. Either way, we're taking one of these 3-drops, I want to say, over a 4-drop. And even though they're legendary and we already have one of each, I think I'm taking the Earthbending now, especially that I have 2 Bossing Says. So, Toph, get in there. Oh my goodness. Toph, the first Metal Bender, 5th pick. I mean, you can ignore the first part of this text. It's a 4-mana 3/3 at the beginning of your end step, you Earthbend too. Just every end step, you have to kill this card. Your lands will get out of control. Into Wartime Protesters? Oh my goodness. 4-mana 4/4 haste. Whenever an ally enters, put a 1/1 counter on it and give it haste. Our deck just went from good to absolutely insane. We're now taking an Avatar Enthusiast. Is that actually better than like the removal spell? I don't like this removal spell. It's fine. It's filler. We already have great removal. We're gonna have some serious cuts. We're not playing Curious Farm Animals or Kyoshi Warriors, I don't think. Well, we gotta look at this white package with a lot of scrutiny now. Basically everything. We're doing 2 decks. We have like a Earthbending deck happening, and we also have a ally deck. So we're gonna have to be scrutinous about what cards we keep around. Getting an audience is super big. Help us ramp into all these 4-drops that we have that are super powerful. Red white dual land over shared roots. I like shared roots a lot. I've already said it, but we already have one, and we have a lot of non-basics, and I think having just fixing is going to be better for us. And it's also another land that we want to Earthbend on. See, now I wish I had taken the other one because I don't want to run 2 Sunblessed Peaks. I think that's too much tap landing. I will take the uncommon here to fill our collection. We're not playing any of those cards. And I will take the dual land that we're not going to play. Master Paku is an uncommon. Rebellious Captives, why not? And we get a basic land end. We have some serious cuts to make with this deck. This deck's insane. We got rewarded with some serious bombs. So our goal now is to capitalize. So we have kind of 2 decks going on here. And so balancing that's going to be interesting. So I'm going to make 3 piles over here on the right. We're going to have cards that go in the Earthbending deck, cards that go in the ally deck, and cards that do both. So Sun Warriors is allies. Wandering Musicians is allies. The Boulder is Earthbending. Toph, the first Metal Bender, is both. Warbender or Wartime Protesters is allies. And then over here, I'm going to make 2 piles, which is things that don't do anything in either of these decks, and removal. And right now, there's a lot of piles, but the piles will get smaller. Give it a moment. So let's knock out these 1-drops. So this doesn't contribute to any of the strategies we're doing. Firebending lesson is removal. 2 Rocky Rebukes are removal. Aru is Earthbending and allies. Arrow's Demonstration is removal. Lightning Strike is removal. Treetop Fighters are allies. Twin Blades I actually put as like basically removal. Tylee isn't any of them. Toph is ally and Earthbending, super relevant. White Lotus Reinforcements is just allies. Avatar Enthusiast is just allies. And then in this like removal pile, I'm gonna throw in, because they're just high value cards, my mana ramp. So what I've done here is I've essentially sorted out the cards that don't contribute to any of the things I'm doing. I guess Desert Disciple is an ally. And so these 4 cards are not allies and they're not helping with my Earthbending. So the only reason I would keep them in is if they're particularly strong or they fill a need for my deck. In this case, the Boulder synergizes with Turtle Duck because it's a power 4 or greater. Tylee, we don't have a lot of non-creature spells, but Tylee is just very strong. So I think the Borcubine and the Fire Nation Soldier are really easy cuts. And we're down to 41 cards already. 41 cards is actually the number we want because we're going to cut a land here. So now I can sort back by our actual deck now that we've seen what we're working with. So we're just going to sort it by mana value real quick. Takes 2 seconds. Doop, doop, doop. 3, 4, 4, 4, Freeze, Haru. I don't think we have anything higher than a 4. This is absolutely a 16 land deck with how good our fixing is, especially. And hopefully we're just going to run people over. We have 1 Avatar Enthusiasts, a Sun Warriors, Toph, and the White Lotus. Everything that is white is an ally, which means that it can get cast off Jasmine Tea Shop easily. We also have the Sunblessed Peak and the Rumble Arena and a way to go get a basic off of Shared Roots. Kind of makes me want to play 1 Plains, but I feel like that's a little bit risky. There's an argument that I should cut the Avatar Enthusiast so that I can run 1 Plains and instead run like, oh, Rebellious Captives, Earthbends, and is an ally. Oh, that's probably better than the Turtle Duck. I'd rather have allies and Earthbending. Okay, so that's a cut for a cut. Any other cards in here that are just allies and I didn't realize it? I mean, we have white allies like Kyoshi, but I don't think I'd want to run Kyoshi Warriors. Okay, we need 1 cut here. We could also run 1724. It's the 41 card special is what it would normally be called. We do want to get to some serious mana points with Ba Sing Se so that we can just be doing this like every turn while doing other stuff. This is tough. I think with how good the stuff we can do with our lands is, I'm actually going to run 1724. So this is the deck. It is a 2-part deck. We have a huge ally package, and we also have a huge earthbending package, and we have a bunch of cards that do both. So hopefully we'll get to do first metal bender things. This card is crazy, and we'll have fun with it. All right, let's run it. Now that's rude with how many dual lands we have in the deck and fixing. That's not what I want to see. I think I got a mulligan this even with a firebending lesson because we are positioning ourselves to do nothing on turn 2, nothing on turn 3, and maybe play Wandering Musicians on turn 4 with no other creatures in play. So we're mulliganing. This is much better. Rumble Arena casts our green if we need it, and we have an Iros demonstration for turn 2. Yeah, this is a keep. Putting Rocky Rebuke back because it's the hardest thing for us to cast because it requires us to both first put a creature in play and then have another green available. Obviously, the best draw for us is just an untapped green source. But we gotta play Sunblessed Peak first. Oh, well, that is the best draw in our deck because it means we can play Audience or Shared Roots on turn 2 here. Psych, we have to kill that. So this is one of those cards where I was not kidding when I said, when I see this card and it lives a turn, I assume that means my opponent literally couldn't kill it. So we're killing it. This card has the ability to just completely run away with a game. I am going to respect that. So that is what we will do. And the plan here is I think I'm actually going to play Raucous Audience and Rumble Arena next turn. I would love to see like Firebending Lesson so we can hold it up with red. That's a pretty good turn 3 after the turn 2. So like look at this. This would have been an Earthbent 3 right off the bat. Just too good. Rumble Arena. Freedom Fighters with the Sun Warriors is great. They also block really well. And so I will keep that on top and just play my Audience. Next turn we play Sun Warriors. Oh. I mean, I'm down to trade this. It makes top have 0 power. Gives them back a tapped land. It's a really weird attack. I mean, maybe they were thinking that like I wouldn't trade that off. Because I need the ramp, but like my deck caps out at 4. I have ramp in hand. The 2-1 isn't doing anything crazy for us. So we're taking a turn off here. Unless they Earthbend next turn, top has no power. So now we just get to resolve a Sun Warriors. This is a must-kill card. They sacked a forest. I don't believe they had black. I believe they only had red. This gets a creature, so unless they have a creature that kills my Sun Warriors, I'm getting an attack in with Sun Warriors. Oh, that's a Boomy. Oh, that's really bad. Okay. We are not getting an attack in with Sun Warriors. We now have to hold up Wizard Blades to kill Boomy. So next turn, so this coming turn, they're going to sack the food and go get a land. Then they play Boomy, animate a land. Oh, Boomy doesn't have haste. Right. So they just get to Earthbend 4. So this turn, I can attack with the Sun Warriors, Firebend for a ton. and use the firebending. So we play Freedom Fighters. One, two, three. I'm going to be one short of being able to firebend and make a token. So I should actually play White Lotus Reinforcements here. Make my Sun Warriors bigger. And I don't want to attack because when they play Boomy next turn, they'll make a 4/4 Earthbent land and Toph will become a 4/3. So I need the blocker. If they have a removal for Sun Warriors, this falls apart immediately, but they have a Mythic Boomy, and Mythic Boomy is really, really good. X number of creatures you control. Yep, there's the Boomy. Make a 4/4. They don't attack this turn. A land is great here because it means I can go Shared Roots. I just have to pass and hope that Twin Blades keeps us alive. If they have a removal spell here, we lose. Simple as that. It does need to be an unconditional removal spell because Twin Blades gives a little bit of extra health. So like if they play a land here and then try to, or if they don't play a land, they just try Boomy's Bash the Sun Warriors, it's 6, and Twin Blades makes it 7. But then the Twin Blades is face up, so you know. Not really sure what they're thinking, but they're just attacking with the mountain. I block the mountain. I go to damage. It ends backed on your control. Deal 2 to it. Deal 3 to it. Yep, you got me. I could have Twin Blades in response to protect it. Oh, this is so bad now. Yeah, I think we lose to that play. That was really good of them. Tapping everything like this. I can now play Toph. Ally, it's a 1/4. Yeah, we're not out of this. It's pretty bad though, I would say. Lightning Strike is like the exact card that is a blowout for. I could have Twin Blades to block the 4/4, but then I lose that double striking permanently. But currently they have no Earthbent lands, so Boomy is way less scary now. So this play is interesting because now Boomy's kind of just a 5/4 trample. And Toph is once again just a 0/3. So we're holding on. Earth Kingdom General, Earthbend's 2. They gain 2 life. But, you know, a 2/2 is not really that scary. Keep like poking around at everything on the board. It's weird. I still don't think I can play Shared Roots. This is really unfortunate. I think I just have to play the Freedom Fighters and pass. No attacks. Yeah, I think they misplayed. It looked really bad, but giving up their 4/4 land kind of just turns Boomy into a dude. And if Boomy's just a dude and he's not threatening realistically extra combats or anything like that, it's kind of fine. That's a land. That's huge because it means we can finally Shared Roots for a land. And that land have white already. We have all red cards in hand. I think I gotta get green though. So now we're holding up Blizzard Blades after blocks. Suki only works when she attacks to make the 1/1, but she is pretty big. If they kill Rumble Arena, I have to face up Twin Blades because otherwise I don't have the mana for it. I would love to see like Lightning Strike. Boomy's Bash for X equals 6. I can't protect that. It's a lot of power off my board. Let's see how they attack. Just Suki? Make a 1/1 that's tapped and attacking. What do I want to block with? anything I block with dies. So in theory, it should be the Rumble Arena, but then Toph becomes a 0 power creature. I haven't ever Tophed in the deck, and I have plenty of Earthbending. But I think the right play is to use the Earthbending Arena, the Earthbent Arena, so that I get my Scry again. Rumble Arena. So they trade, and I get another Scry. Bossing Say is great because it enters untapped. It's not what we're playing here. We're playing Wartime Protesters for sure. And we're playing Freedom Fighters because they enter with 1/1 counters. And our board's just getting really large, and this is where the ally deck can kind of go crazy. Like, look at this board all of a sudden. And now we have Twin Blades. It only gives +1/+1, but, you know, that's super relevant here. Oh my gosh, more bombs. Discard a card to get an instant or sorcery back. They can get back Boomy's Bash for Wartime Protesters. They can't cast it this turn. You also get Lightning Strike for, I guess, the 3/2. Doesn't really matter. Problem is, this is going to Earthbend 1 every time they cast a spell now. They don't have any of the lands that I'm worried about them Earthbending, I guess. Size makes sense. Oh, it's a lesson, so it makes it 2/2, and they gain 2 life. This is going to be a long game, but them not getting a removal spell is kind of fantastic for me, actually. Because it means Wartime Protesters lives. Yeah, land doesn't matter. We Earthbend 2 on our land that can sacrifice itself. We do not have the available mana to sacrifice it this turn, so we get to equip a Twin Blades. I think it's 2. How much is equipped? 2? So whatever we put it on, as long as it has 4 power, it can attack this turn, and then we can move it again, but then I'd have to tap the peaks. It does 4 damage, but not 5. The Iros. Alright, we'll put it on the Protesters, make it a 5/5. So Iro's Breath, though, actually the one we have, Iro's Demonstration deals 4, so this protects it from exactly that. I'm not attacking with it. My Wartime Protesters is much better than their Boomy, as of right now. Yeah, every land is every card is a gain 1 life, Earthbend 1, mill 3, and return a land, or put a 1/1 counter on it. I would be shocked if they didn't take the land here. Really. My board blocks incredibly well, and I'm going to be Earthbending 2 now every turn. Boomy's Bash, absolutely happening. Deal damage equal to the lands you control. Goodbye, Toph. That card's just too good. Unfortunately, if I Bossing Say right now, I lose access to this land. We're at 18. I have a lot of attackers. I think taking off the Sun Peaks to get 1 more land into play, Earthbent, is probably worth it. Tap a 2/2 to make a 2/2. A tap 2/2 seems good. We have good blockers this turn. We have enough life that we can basically stall next turn. Never land. Oh my goodness, what a top deck. So they gain 1 life and then all the rest fizzle. Yeah, each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Oh my goodness. And a 1/1 counter on the whole board. So we're going to have to trade with some things here. This also, Earthbending makes Toph a 4/3, which is super relevant. Funny enough, they kind of still don't have great blocks. Or great attacks. Because my creatures are just big enough. Like, they can attack with everything, and I might have to chump block some stuff, but the Earthbending is going to get out of hand pretty fast. And they're top decking, and they only have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands shown. So they have at least 7 lands left in their deck versus us. We have 6, 7, 8 lands shown, and so we have 9 left in our deck. That's your only attack? Yeah, I will trade a 3/2 for a 5/3. Absolutely. And then I get to play Ty Lee here. Another ally. Oh, it's not an ally, but it's just a creature. And then I have to tap one of my Bossing Say things to Earthbend. So we're going to tap this one. targeting Rumble Arena, because I'm perfectly fine with blocking with a Rumble Arena. Makes Toph even bigger. We have to be careful of the Boomy, because the Boomy through Trample will be able to make it so the lands untap. So if they attack with Boomy, we want to make sure we kill the Earthbent lands. They don't get to re-attack with them. Yeah. I will trade. Are you legendary? Ugh. I worry that means they drew a second one. Okay, they didn't draw a second one. Land is fine. It's a 4/4, so I can equip the blades to make it a 5/5. Problem is this Rumble Arena is just going to continue to get bigger and harder for them to block. So we can Twin Blades onto the Rumble Arena. Now I think at this point we're keeping up sacking the land to draw cards. We're just going to put it on Rumble Arena again. And we now have the mana up to sacrifice Sunblessed Peak after blocks. Alright, we now present a problem for them, which is we can Bossing say Sunblessed Peak and then sack it to draw a card. So we're going to start out card advantaging them. We're beating a Boomy right now. It's a pretty hard thing to do. It's a pretty crazy card. Let's see what they're up to here. Boomy has Trample, but now Rumble Arena blocks it. And if they're using a removal spell on Rumble Arena, that kind of like doesn't solve the problem. Yeah, you can kill my 3/2, whatever. Passive attackers. And they no longer have Flopsy, so I can multi-block things. This doesn't have Trample. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer the trade like this. And if they want this trade, which I'm very happy about, I just won't stack the land. Because it comes back anyway, so it's whatever. There's a Haru. That's pretty good. I get a 1/1 and haste on it. We Sunblessed Peaks. And I can attack the 6/6 Rumble Arena. I see no reason. Yeah, we're winning the long game right now. Aside from the fact that they've drawn more cards than us, they're 6 cards down, so we win the mill game. That doesn't really matter. It does draw them cards every turn, which I don't love. But right now, they would only be able to play a 1-drop. Mashu City's a good draw. Doesn't untap it, unfortunately. So I think I just put this on Rumble Arena. Make it an 8/8. And then we're once again holding up, just sacking Sunblessed Peak. I don't want to attack. I don't have any incentive to. I win this game in the long term. Trading off down the board just gives me the opportunity to lose to a blowout. Ooh, I don't think we have any reach. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, I don't care about that. What is the second card each turn? Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay. Yep, so now we're sacking Sunblessed Peak. We need to find a removal spell for a Raven Eagle. Eventually, it's a problem. Once again, they can't actually Zuko. They're down to 11 cards in library. I sack my land. I draw a card and it returns to the battlefield under my control. Hey, that's one of those cards, isn't it? Oh, also that makes Twin Blades tap for mana. Earthbend 1. Twin Blades taps no. Non-token artifacts you control are lands. Oh, they don't gain the ability to tap for mana. They're just lands. Oh, so you can Earthbend onto them. That's super interesting. Well, I'm still going to just Earthbend with Bossing Say. And then go to my end step. Yeah, not really feeling attacking for 8. I could attack for 8 here, actually. And then when it dies and scries... You know what, actually, I think now it might be worth it because I get to just resurrect it and give it Earthbending 2 immediately. How do they block this the most effectively without trading off like Boomy? It's all lands. Yeah, that's probably worth it. All right, now we get in. We have Toph. There's jump blocking. I love to see that. And then I get to Earthbend 2 and turn. We will Earthbend just another land. We're just making our board. We're trying to go for like an Alpha Strike here eventually. So Raven Eagle's going to draw cards and drain. They only have 10 cards in library though. It's not like we're using our graveyard. We do need to kill off this card, for sure. We're drawing towards it. We now can have 2 sack lands. Zuko, they're down to 8 cards in library. Use Zuko again with only 2 mana available. That seems like a trap. Okay, so I'm going to sack Amashu City on my turn because I want to draw. Deserter's Disciple is interesting. Does mean I get to Earthbend 1. So I think we go for 8 here off of Rumble Arena. See how they want to block. Jump block again. Yeah, you can have it back. We're going down to 11 next turn off of Raven Eagle, sack the clue, draw a card. We gotta be careful, but I'm gonna Earthbend. Get to 1/1 counter and haste. We're Earthbending on Rumble Arena. And then I'm gonna Earthbend 2 onto Rumble Arena. We're getting it out of a range where they can actually deal with it, hopefully. Just at all. Deserter's Disciple getting haste meant that we could have given a 2-power creature unblockable. Next turn we'll be able to do that with synergy by picking a 2/2 Earthbent creature and then Earthbending onto that creature once we've already given it unblockable until end of turn. Problem is we can only kind of do that once. We really only need, it feels like, 1 removal spell for this game to just flip. But, you know, we're down to 6 cards in library after this clue sack. This is going to be a nail biter. But we're getting to a point where they're just losing on the board. Quite convincingly. We're Earthbending too much every turn. They could have the black board clear. That's scary. That's not a flyer. But it is a good chump blocker for the Rumble Arena. Man, I wish I could give this trample somehow. But we're chipping through their deck. Rebellious Captives. Interesting. What's the best way? I'm just worried about them striking back pretty hard. I think I gotta just sack Sunblessed Peak here. We're really desperate for like 1 removal spell. So I'm gonna just sack it right away so we have things to Earthbend on. Oh, that is really good. That is just huge creature. I think we don't Earthbend this turn off of Bossing Say. I think we just play out our hand. Is there something we're going to want to get in for free damage with? Because I can pick a land. So we need to use 5 mana. So I'll use Umashu City and we'll make this forest unblockable. Okay. So we make the forest unblockable. And then we play Toph. And we're going to Earthbend 2, Earthbend 1. Earthbend 2, Earthbend 1. Wartime Processors makes her just gigantic. We can attack with her too this turn. And then we're going to play the Rebellious Captives. Earthbend 1. So we have a 6 mana unblockable creature. Next. They have to block this somehow. They have to block this because it has Vigilance, and then we get in for a 6/6 unblockable. So we're forcing them to trade their board down. Remember, they have to kill us or they will mill. We're leaving ourselves with a ton of blockers still because the Rumble Arena sticks around. Trading Zuko, sure. and taking the unblockable 6. They get the land back. And then we Earthbend 2 this turn, bringing back the Sunblessed Peak as a creature. Shockingly, it seems like they haven't found removal either this late into the game. 1/1 counter on the flyer, gaining a life. They're down to 4 cards. Yeah, we've been digging for removal for this whole game. We've already seen a Boomy's Bash, an Iroh's Demonstration, Firebending Lesson to finally kill the Wartime Protesters. Oh, they had an Origin of Metal Bending, giving Indestructible, so they might actually have a second one of those. We go to 7. They're at 3 cards. Looks like they found another removal spell. Yep. Okay. Oh, we found a removal spell. Okay. We have so much mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then technically 9, 10, 11, 12 in play. 2 to equip Wizard Blades, 6 to exhaust this, and Earthbend 2. Okay, so we make Umashu City unblockable, and then we exhaust here, and Earthbend on Umashu's City. And when we cast a spell, this will trigger. So we can't Earthbend with Bossing Say, but that's okay. We're just trying to put as much pressure on the board as we can, because we're worried about dying in the air a little bit. But we're going to kill the Raven Eagle this turn. Unblockable 5/5, and then we're leaving back the 11/11, and we have a Rocky Rebuke. Yep. So we swing like this. We let them go to blocks. Double blocking the 5/5. Okay. I want to do one more. I can just kill Boomy and not even trade with the land. So if I go, the 11/11 kills the 3/4. And then by casting a spell, oh, it's when an ally enters, not casting a spell. We kill the Earth Kingdom General. Wow, that game was so long, but we got there. Earthbending lands. We beat a Boomy. First Metal Bender is better than the Boomy. I don't know if that's actually true. It might be. They're very close. Assuming Toph gets to go to their end step, it's a 4 mana 3/3 that makes it 2/2. But then every turn after that, it's just as good. Wow, this is all tapped lands because Bossing Say doesn't see a untapped land here. We're on the play though, and we have the removal spell, and any untapped land is crazy, and double Bossing Say is such a long-term problem for them. Like, if we draw just a basic land here of any color, cool. We don't even have to show them that we have Bossing Say. We get to play Deserters on turn 2. Next turn, we just play Bossing Say. And Ty Lee. I'll offer a trade. Yeah, I figured. And I'll just play Ty Lee. I want to see them play, like, Mountain and then make 2 1/1s. If they draw a card here, I can't do the... Oh. Oh no, they're going to get destroyed by Iroh's Demonstration. This is why the deal 1 to each creatures your opponents control is so relevant. I think it just instantly wins us the game here. When Momo leaves, they get to choose, make a food, make a put 1/1 or scry 2. And then we draw. Or not draw. We deal 6. So they're already at 12, and the next turn we're playing Freedom Fighters after holding up Twin Blades on attacks. If they only play one creature, we could just actually Ty Lee and play Freedom Fighters and attack with everything. Don't even need to hold up Twin Blades. And then from we're already at Bossing Say mana as well, so if we have nothing else to do, we can always just keep playing Bossing Say. Another Knowledge Seeker. Land is cheeky. Land is cheeky, huh? I guess I can trade Ty Lee for the Knowledge Seeker and give them another 1/1. I kind of don't like that, though. I think this turn we actually play a little conservative, and I just play the Freedom Fighters, and then I make the 2/1 unblockable. I swing with the unblockable 2/1 and Ty Lee, and then I pay and I make it so they can't block with Knowledge Seeker. And so if they want to block, they have to block with Katara. Okay, they're going to die next turn to unblockable Twin Blades. Because we can give it unblockable first. Yeah, this gets out of hand really fast. They're already at a point where they need like lifelink or counter magic or instant speed removal, or they're just going to die. Maybe draw your second card. Okay, so I'm not going to block, obviously. I do not care about taking 2. They have the Bender's Water Skin, so they can tap it to sack a clue, and then blah, 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 but this is going to get pretty automatic for them pretty fast. Ty Lee takes something out of the equation, so if they don't play a creature here, and they just like draw and play like a draw spell or whatever. Waterbend 5. What is it? What's the ward on this? Ward 2? So I can pay the ward 2 with Ty Lee, but then I'm 1 short. If I attack with everything and they block a 3/2 and a 2/1, Blizzard Blades just kills them. Yeah, because they take Blizzard Blades, whatever 2-drop they don't do it to. I don't even need to Ty Lee. Right? Yeah, I just Blizzard Blade or Twin Blade's the one they don't do it to. It becomes 6. And then they hit for 1 more for 7. So I just don't even oh. And I can also just make it so the Knowledge Seeker can't block. So that's an extra attacker here. So they block not Ty Lee. Autopay. Prowess. On the Freedom Fighter. Ding, ding, ding. Alright, free game. We take those. Didn't even need to use our rares, really. We're in Platinum! So fun fact about ranking up, you cannot go down a metal rank. So now that we're Platinum 4, let's say we lose this next game, we would lose no rank as a result of it. Now, if we win, we would go back down afterwards, but if we were going to go 7-1, for example, this draft, this would be the optimal game to lose, because it's almost like we didn't lose the game, because we would lose no ranking for it. So this is a freebie. Actually, every game until we win a game is a freebie here, so a little bit of extra buffer. Obviously, I'd prefer to just win straight through, and this deck definitely has the capacity to, but we're playing out of our minds, and this deck is absurd. So let's maximize it. Lord Nimidin. It's pretty fun. Rumble Arena for the Scry. Ugh. This hand feels sketch. If I don't find an actual green source, I have to play. I guess we have the Scry. This is a super sketch hand, but there's a lot of things we're happy to see off this Scry, so we could also just top deck something great. Okay, now I really want to see a green source. That's like the opposite of what I want to see. Alright, glad we scryed. Alright, forced. Alright. I guess we're both doing nothing on turns 2. 1 and 2. And then green source. It's funny, I think I actually just still play a red source here and just play Ty Lee. If they want to quench me, that's fine. I don't want to show them the boss thing say. So I have to play it. Which it's a green source, so we're going to need to play it this coming turn. But we'll be able to play Bossing Say and then hit the Rumble Arena. Ooh, I do not like keeping the Guru alive. They missed on the Lesson Saga or Shrine, I guess, which is a pretty big deal. Problem is, if I play this and I Rocky Rebuke, I'm doing nothing else this turn. I kind of just want to play the Appa. So I'm just going to play the Appa. We're going to play on curve. No attacks. And then next turn, we can do silly things with Ty Lee and Rocky Rebuke and holding it up and stuff. Forest is still a great draw for us, but more likely than not, we're playing Freedom Fighters and then holding up Rocky Rebuke. Diligent Zookeeper. That card can be very scary very quickly. I'm going to play Forest. Attacking with Ty Lee and the Wandering Musicians gives us the extra stats. I think I just attack with Ty Lee, see what they want to do. We might get him for free for 3. I will decline. Next. If they don't want to block, that's actually kind of fine, because it means I just get to play Treetop Freedom Fighters and the Captives. We're maximizing our lands here. And the next turn we'll have enough mana that we actually get to filter through Rumble Arena to hold up green. So we can go Toph, Earthbend on the Rumble Arena, and then we're holding up Rocky Rebuke still. We're doing good stuff. So far they've played scary cards, but nothing to go with them. So, sorry. So I'm just going to keep developing the board. They do have a swamp, so it's very possible they have some of the board clears, so we want to be aware of that, but like Ruinous Waterbending right now would be terrible. Watery Grasp. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, now we're holding up Toph and Twin Blades, which, Twin Blades and Rocky Rebuke, which is just crazy. And they can't quench me. Seems like they got a quench. We'll keep that in mind. Still don't have great attacks this turn. But it seems like they have it'll quench ya. Fun fact, Ty Lee's still going to do prowess stuff, so I'm pretty happy with using Ty Lee to... We're shuffling Ty Lee away. Yeah, I would love to have Ty Lee back in my deck. What? What? Why? Why would you do that? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe they know something I don't, but they're just worried about me eventually being able to untap it. It's not an ally. I don't know. That's a choice. I guess trying to be like mana efficient. How many lessons do they have in their graveyard? 0? Okay. So this is just it's a 3/6 by the way. Diligent Zookeeper's just seeing it and giving it +3/+3, which is why Diligent Zookeeper's kind of scary. Fortunately, I think we're just passing here. But now Bossing Say is going to start being a problem for them every turn, because we can Earthbend 2 onto Bossing Say basically every turn. Next. And now we're going to start getting in for a lot of damage here. If they double block this, not only do I get in for a bunch, I also then kill in response. I think Wandering Musicians is probably not worth it this turn. It's a good blocker. They could take 8 here. They just don't know that it's actually 10. Or it's actually 14 if I had Twin Blades. It may be worth it to just Twin Blades here and go for like lethal next turn. I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm gonna equip it to Rumble Arena because it's the thing I'm most okay with dying. Yeah, they're down to 6. We have Bossing Say, Repetitive, Earthbending, and a removal spell next turn. We have Rebellious Captives to Earthbend. They need serious board presence and removal, and they need it now. Lion Turtle now does tap for a mana, but it can't attack or block because they don't have 3 lessons in the graveyard, so they're pretty far from that being anything other than a land, essentially. Guru, every time they cast an instant or sorcery, or a lesson, right? Just a lesson. Lesson, Saga, or Shrine, they get a 1/1 counter on something. Diligent Zookeeper just pumps the stats of things, but that's the thing we're most likely going to just remove. Okay. They killed off my ally. That's fine. I'm gonna try and kill off your Zookeeper. I'm doing this before I Earthbend because I want to have the mana up to pay for Ill-Quencha. Allies at last, they get to kill it in response. Okay. I shall tap for a colorless. Resolve. I get to scry 1. Reinforcements. Are you an ally? You're an ally. You're an ally. Yeah, that's all pretty good. We'll do that. And now I shall Earthbend 2 onto... I could do it onto an untapped land. That seems a lot less exciting now. So I'm just going to put it back on the Rumble Arena. Oh, I don't have green. I can't Earthbend 6. So I guess we just have to equip the blades. Oh, that's a total bummer. I shall equip the blades here. Alright. They may stabilize. That wasn't a lesson though either. So they had double removal spell. That definitely helps here. Yeah, we're green short. Maybe this White Lotus Reinforcements doesn't help us too much. No, we just Earthbend 6 next turn. Because, okay, this is 3. We need to keep the filterable. Oh no, we can play this and Earthbend through filtering through Rumble Arena. Nice. Alright, let's see what they're doing here. Green, 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 blue, blue. Badger Mole on the swamp. And Badger Mole's a 6/6. Okay. So we gotta be careful. Green, blue, and red. We play White Lotus Reinforcements. And we now can filter to give Sunblessed Peak being a land. Alright, well now we're in a little bit of a stall. So we're gonna hang out. We once again though have the combo of Bossing Say and a land that sacks. So we can start drawing through our deck. Problem is, Badger Mole says creatures with 1/1 counters have trample. Diligent Zookeeper doesn't give 1/1 counters. It just gets +1/+1. So these don't have trample, only the land does. And the 2/2 land with trample is not too scary to me. We now need to get through a 6/6, but really we just need to get through the Zookeeper. That makes the 6/6 a 4/4. We have plenty of removal. We're going to slow this game down quite a bit, especially since we now have double Bossing Say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This costs 5, and this costs 4 to Earthbend, so we can Earthbend onto Rumble Arena and still hold up sacrificing Sunblessed Peak, is what I plan to do this coming turn. We can even block and sacrifice Sunblessed Peak. So yeah, with double Bossing Say, we're going to be able to do this every turn now. And hitting lands doesn't hurt us because it means we'll be able to start doing other things, like eventually getting to the point where we can do double Bossing Say every turn. But right now, I think a card is worth more of an Earthbending 2 to me, especially since we're so removal hungry, because if we remove the Zookeeper, everything kind of blows out pretty quickly. It's going to be a longer draft. They're thinking. Heartless Act, my White Lotus Reinforcements. Sure. My allies get -1/-1. I was on my end step. Now it's their end step, or it's their turn. Pass. Passing through, I am 100% just sacking this land. Another land's fine. Second land's not nearly as exciting, but that's okay. We put this on the Sunblast Peak. And then we have one more mana this time, so now we're actually holding up Earthbending on our Rebellious Captives, which may be better than a card, since we have a land in hand already for we draw a land next turn. Might be close. We'll see. We're now holding that up as well. And we're pretty stable here. And once again, we're in a position where if the game just continues as is, we will win. Earthbend 2 onto Rumble Arena, please. Cool. Firebending Lesson's great. I think I just hold up. Okay. Firebending Lesson kills this, but I don't want to do this into their fully untapped mana. They could be holding up like Soka's Haiku or other things. Earthbend 2, Earthbend 2. So we have 3, 6, 9, and 11 mana. Kicking this makes it 5, so we have 6 mana. Sacking this is 5. So our plan is to just sack that and Firebending, so we're taking a turn off using Bossing Says. I think a card is worth more to me than Bossing Saying once. And if they like tap out here for a whole variety of things they could tap out for, basically. They have 6 mana in play off of the Lion Turtle and the Earthbent Swamp. So if we can get under, it'll quench ya, or even just, well, we're always going to be under, it'll quench ya. So we just want to get under Soka's Haiku. Which, personally, that's what it feels like's happening here, is they have a Soka's Haiku, and they're trying to find a point where they can use it. And we're just not giving it to them. Because once again, the board as is supports us more than it supports them, right? They still have 0 lessons in graveyard, so this 6/9 Vigilance Reach doesn't do anything. Oh. Oh my goodness. That's Coma. Okay, we are now in sack lands desperately mode. Or we just lose. We have 1 turn. So we're going to kill being of each upkeep. Oh my goodness. We're going to just lose single-handedly to Coma. That's brutal. I guess they're at 6 life. Can we kill them through the Coma? Is the question. So if we kill the Diligent Zookeeper here. So every turn they're going to make 2 3/3s, which they can sacrifice to protect Coma. Or tap a permanent and its activated abilities can't be activated. Okay, I see. We have to try to kill them through the Coma. So to do that, we have to kill the Diligent Zookeeper now. Problem is, we can never actually kill this. Okay, so they have 4 blockers. So we can Bossing Say on 2 different lands, right? Because it costs 4 each. Oh no, I can't do it on different lands, can I? This is so close. Okay, Bossing Say on a land costs 4. And I have 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, I can make 2 more 2/2s here. So they block the 4 biggest things. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they go to 1. They literally go to 1. Is there a better way to do this? Okay. So if we play Freedom Fighters, it makes 2/1 haste, which is the same thing the Bossing Say does. So that's actually better because it saves us a mana. And I can move the Twin Blades onto a 1/1. And then we just Alpha Strike. Problem is, if I play this and I don't Bossing Say, we have timers, we're going to use them all here. So I play this and I Bossing Say on a 2/2 and we attack with everything. That costs 4, 5, 6, 7. We have enough to move this. Okay, we can do it. I think we actually win through Coma here. So we pay 2. Doesn't really matter what we put it on. We're going to put it on this one. And then we're going to play Treetop Fighters for 2. Makes it 1/1, doesn't matter. And then we move the Twin Blades onto the 1/1. You see the little like markings where it's got like the rippling effect? That means it doesn't have haste or summoning. It has summoning sickness. So we have to put it on the other one to make it a 2/2. And if I attack with everything, I win. And they can sack the 3/3 to tap something, but it changes nothing because it's the same as them just blocking with it. I have no trample anyway. We just beat Coma. Oh my goodness. We won through a Coma. That's insane. That card is nuts. So that is on the bonus sheet only, and it's one of the best limited bombs ever printed. I want to say it's from Kaldheim, but it's a 7-mana 6/6 with flash and can't be countered, I believe. Maybe just can't be countered. And every upkeep, you make a 3/3 snake, just every upkeep, and then you can sack other snakes to either give Coma indestructible or tap and turn off the abilities of permanents. Just an absolutely absurd card. Okay. Wow, I'm a little bit shocked. I didn't even know that you could open Coma in limited in this set. Um, I should take a look at the bonus sheet specifically. They don't come up very often, the bonus sheet cards, but that is what it takes to beat them. Be the beat down. Wow. All right, let's see what else we can do. Oh, it's going first. Prominent Pioneer. Cool. They're thinking real hard about this hand. This hand's an easy keep for us, so we're not really going to struggle with it. Question for us will just be, do we want to play Shared Roots on turn 2, or do we want to play Wandering Musician, or Rebellious Captives? Well, with a Wartime Protesters, I now want to play Shared Roots. And we will go get our 1 planes, because we have no white sources right now. We don't need it for Wandering Musicians, but we are going to want for our other cards. Katara, that's pretty good. Oh. Wartime Protesters. Let's see, do I offer a trade here, funny enough? Problem is, if they have the removal spell, they're just killing it. I actually think I offer a trade, because it's very likely if they have a removal spell, they just don't block and they kill it anyway. So it's kind of like I'm getting him for 4 free damage. There's no way in heck they're letting it live. And our goal here is to just basically continue resolving creatures that if they don't kill, they will lose. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. Tara, blue black. So on one train of thought, it's a free attack, and if she's tapped, they get a 1/1 counter on her. On the other train of thought, the snare trap, the 3 mana give a creature -5/-3, would now kill Sun Warriors. I think it's more likely they're getting him for the free 1 counter. Azula always lies. Oh, that card's so good. Dang. And it's now out of range of Bumi's Bash. Uh-oh. We didn't draw land. Uh-oh. This is going to go downhill really fast if we can't find a way to kill Katara now. I guess it was always going to be out of range of Bumi's Bash because they can hold up Azula's Always Lies. I'll get him for 2, I guess. Yeah, Katara's going to go crazy here, actually. We need to be careful. I can't really stop it. I take 5 here, but we're going to have to start chump blocking soon. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is, go first and have it all. You got it. Yeah, we just got bullied out. 2-drop, 3-drop. Super efficient combat trick. Run away with the game. Dang, all that work we just did for that last game, that negated. We're back to being basically rank 0 plat 4. That's okay. We can still go 7-1 with this deck quite easily. Apparently we're cursed with going 7-1 and not 7-0. At the end of the day, that really only hurts your win percent, and it moves you back 1 game. So going 7-1 is the same as going 6-0. All right, here we go. That was a brutal one. Katara's good. Iroh's demonstration on the play isn't as good, but that's okay. It can still be pretty efficient if they play a 1-drop. But we're essentially just passing turn 2, but we have all the removal. And we're playing a 3-4, hopefully. Oh yeah, playing a 3-4. This is where Iroh's demonstration being an instant would be insane. They just play like a big 2-drop here and I kill it. Oh. I don't really want to show them that I'm 3 colors necessarily. I also don't want to show them the bots say, so we're going to be selective about what we show them. Best top deck in our deck is Toph. We just draw a Toph here if this game just gets blown wide open. Actually, any of our big bombs at 4 are great. Some Warriors or Fire Nation Protesters would all also be great here. Yeah, I think I just play the Wandering Musicians instead of the tap land. And I just pass. Off on 2 is, or on turn 3 is pretty good. We have the answer to her though with Iroh's demonstration and Rocky Rebuke, so kind of just chilling. Next time we can play Sunblessed Peak and then Iroh demonstration and hold up Rocky Rebuke afterward, which I quite like. Yeah, we'll Iroh's demonstration that. Avatar enthusiasts, probably pretty good. You don't have a lesson in your graveyard, so I'm just going to deal 4 here. And then I shall go to combat, attack with these 2, offer of a trade of the 3-1. It's not actually a trade. We have a really cheeky trick here where we wander it, where we kill the Earthbent land with our Rocky Rebuke. Toph becomes a 0 power creature, and then my whatever they tried to trade with just dies. Alright, let's see what they do. They're getting bullied out here by the Wandering Musicians. And the Bite spell isn't enough to kill it. The 2 creatures deal their power. They have 4 mana, though. I'm trying to think what kills a 2-5 for 4 mana. The answer is kind of not a lot. Alright. That's a 4-4. We can make a 3-4 by killing their Earthbent land. I actually think I do just kill their Earthbent land here. Next turn we're playing Avatar Enthusiasts. No, next turn we're bossing Saying and holding up Rocky Rebuke again. Oh, or we're playing Sun Warriors and holding up Rocky Rebuke. Creatures you control? Oh, so I can attack again and then just Sun Warriors kill the Wrestlers? That seems great. We attack. Once it gets the plus power, now we kill the Wrestlers. And we offer the same trade as last time, the 3-1 for the 3-5, or the 3-1 for the 2-3. This time we're tapped out though. So are they. And our board is just getting out of control pretty quickly. We're gonna start bossing Saying every turn. If we hit a land next turn, we can go Avatar Enthusiast and play use bossing Say on a land. But as of right now, I think a 2-2 haste is better than just playing the 2-2 out. It might not be with some Warriors actually, with the firebending. The Boulder. Oh, second bossing Say. I shall play Avatar Enthusiasts. It's number of creatures you control. Sick. So I can Earthbend 2 onto my peaks. And then attack with the Sun Warriors and Musicians. Firebend 5. And then I'm just going to pay for this now. I have nothing in hand, nothing to trick with, and start pumping up Avatar Enthusiasts. Yep, that's a free block. But I needed to attack so that the Sun Warriors could get damage through. So they have to kill the Sun Warriors, but they also have to kill the Wandering Musicians, but they also have to kill the Avatar Enthusiast, and I also have 2 Bossing Zays in play. Good luck. Oh, and they've been missing mana. They've been missing land drops every turn. I don't think it's happening, my friend Kolishar09. I don't think you're getting there. Nice Appa, though. I will give him a lettuce. I shall say, let's get this bread. Yeah. the double bossing say is, oh my goodness. Another ally synergy card. Why not? I shall bossing say onto a different land so that the Sun Warriors gets more power. At this point, we go all attack. Firebending X for 8. I'm going to just make the 1/1 here. And then we get to Earthbend again. Yeah. They can do some double blocking, but they die. They die super hard, so. Alright. That's from the Mastery track. We're at 4 wins. That's our break point. Obviously, we want to be doing better than 4 wins. 5 is a profit. 6 is a real profit, and then 7, of course, is a 7 win. That's always the goal. Bossing say allies of any color. So unfortunately, Jasmine Tea Shop doesn't tap for Iroh, Twin Blades, or Ty Lee. Just White Lotus reinforcements. I don't think I'd keep this hand. Okay, it's like the same hand, but we have Haru this time, which is a huge difference. I'm going to put back, I guess, Iroh's demonstration. Lightning Strike is better earlier, I think. And I'm just going to play a Plains. And then we get to play Haru. See what they want to do. Once again, Haru is a card where if they have a removal spell, I just assume they will kill it. Yep. Alright. Let's see what they got. Forecasting Fortune Teller, they're basically taking a turn off. That's cool. I'm going to play a tap land and play a ramp spell. That is one of the best draws in our deck right there, because we want to play something on turn 2. I'm not lightning striking this Forecasting Fortune Teller, it's just a 1/3. You got me. And next turn we play the Boulder. Water Tribe. Nice. I like that card a lot. The Boulder. We're now going to have double green off of Rocket's Audience, but that doesn't actually matter this turn. Next turn it will, because it means we can start doing Bossing Say things or Jasmine Tea Shop things. Boomerang Basics. Bounce back to my hand. Sure. And get in for 4. Sure. They are holding up, drawing a card off of Clue. They need a hit land drop, it looks like. They didn't. Well, this is going to be a problem for them, because now I get to hold up red. And with red, I can also now play Ty Lee. And then next turn, we're lightning striking. They are missing lands, and that's going to lose them this game. Like, they have way more cards than us, but we know that none of the 6 cards in their hands are lands. Water Tribe Captain hilariously doesn't water bend to do its ability. Second firebending lesson. They have 3 lessons in the graveyard. Their deck's really good. Zhong's Deserters on the 3/3 to make it a 4/4. Very nice. Rumble Arena is a good draw. It's a pretty nice thing to be bending onto. I don't want shared roots. I can start making 1/1s. I can offer the trade of the Boulder for... So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So we can actually Bossing Say twice, and I think that's way better. So I'm going to Earthbend 2 onto Rumble Arena. And then I'm going to and then... Ooh. Yeah, no, I'm just going to Earthbend twice onto Rumble Arena. And now I will offer the trade with the Boulder, because it's a 4-power creature already. And he's going to Earthbend 2 onto Umashu City. So they can trade with Water Tribe Captain, but at this point now, Bossing Say is the goal to take over the game. That's how we plan to take over the game. More allies. Yeah, they're clearly like the Jeskai allies deck. I'm at way too much health for that to be anyway relevant. Bossing Say on Rumble Arena. Please. Next, swing for 6 Vigilance. I'll hold up Lightning Strike this turn, or sacking Umashu City. So we can block and sacrifice Amashu City. Or Lightning Strike. They're still missing land drops. Alright, I'm just going to sacrifice Amashu City here. Draw a card. Put it back as a land for free. Nice. Rebellious Captives is great here. Land is also pretty great. I can play Rebellious Captives and be holding up Earthbending with it. Next. Rumble Arena attacks. Oh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana available to Rebellious Captives. Bossing Say is a sorcery. Triple block. Next. This is the Blades. Cunning Maneuver. So that makes it 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? 4, 5, 6, 7. So Earthbending 2 here. Makes it an 8/8. And then this just kills everything. I get to keep my Lightning Strike. Oops. Hey, they hit a land! Yeah, Rumble Arena is just going to become too much for them to handle very quickly here. I'm going to Bossing Say on the Amashu City. And I'm going to hold up Lightning Strike, so... I guess at this point, I'm just holding up Lightning Strike. We're not dead on board. Can't kill them, even through double Earthbending, but I think they did the math wrong there. They just needed to chump block. But the Bossing Say is just get out of hand so quickly. Double Bossing Say. Another one. Yeah. 2-drop, 3-drop. We have turn 2 Haru. Island is what I want to see against Haru. Double island into Forecasting Fortune Teller. This might be a risky keep from our opponent. It could be mono blue. It could also be 2-color, and then they're hoping that like islands and the clues and whatever gets them through it. No blocks. Okay, this is gonna get absurd very quickly. I will play this ally. I will Earthbend 2, Earthbend 1. I had a 3/3. They're gonna try to blitz me out. They don't know that I'm gonna blitz them out even harder and faster. Better, stronger. Okay, they just cracked a clue as their turn. Here's another ally. I'm gonna Earthbend 1 on a mountain here. And I will attack with my 4/3. Kill the Iguana Parrot. We have a second top, so I just want to kill the Iguana Parrot. Seems good. Katara! That's good. And this game is basically over. I'm going to top onto another land, and when Haru does that, we get another land, and then I'm going to do this on another land, onto, funny enough, Bossing Say. The reason I'm making all these different lands is because the Wandering Musician is going to give them all +1/+1 when they attack next turn. So we're just going to go for an Alpha Strike and start trying to kill them, basically, from nothing. Yeah, I don't care about playing creatures at this point. I can make something unblockable. I think I actually make the Wandering Musicians. So we have 2 1-power creatures. 3 1-power creatures, but no white sources, so I can't play Avatar Enthusiasts. So I guess I hold back all the 1-power ones so that I can Blizzard Blade, or Twin Blades. So we're just going to go... And I can make the Wandering Musicians unblockable, which I think is worth it. We make Wandering Musicians unblockable, we go to combat, Toph, and all of the 2 or greater power ones so that they can kill Katara. And then we're holding up the Blades. Depending on how they block, they could die to the twin-bladed Wandering Musicians. Because it's unblockable. So the Wandering Musicians is 8, actually. trading. They're taking 4 from Umashu City, and that's it. So I just let these attacks go through. I could also Toph. I could Wizard Blade's the Toph to protect it. That's probably worth it with how much power it's on the board. Can't kill them anyway. But let's just blow them up. They have no board. I get my land back. Yeah, there's nothing in blue that saves them here. That's the game. It was mono blue, right? Like mono blue's been talked about a little bit as like a potential deck. I don't think it puts anything on the board early enough that it's relevant. I think you need the support of another color in removal, because all of blue's removal is too slow. Like if they had like 3 Idle Quenches there and slowed me down, sure. But not only is that unreasonable, that's not a mono blue deck that's going to win in the late game, because Idle Quench falls off so hard in the late game. So if you're running a deck that has enough Idle Quenches, the 2-mana counterspell that makes them pay 2 or counter it, that you can survive the early game, you're also playing a deck that isn't going to be able to sustain yourself in the grindier late game matchups. I don't know. I don't really know how mono blue does it. There's definitely some decks that can, but facing something like that, you're just going to lose every time. Like notably Haru is very difficult for mono blue to remove. Okay, going first, but I can't keep this hand even with the lightning strike. Like best case scenario, we draw a land and we can play Ty Lee, but we need green-white for the White Lotus. Yeah, this isn't happening. Rumble Arena for the Scry is gonna have to be good enough. Gonna have to be good enough. On the play, what do I put back? Avatar Enthusiast into Treetop Freedom Fighters is kind of amazing. Into Sun Warriors is kind of amazing. So do I want to keep Boomy's Bash or Rebellious Captives? And I guess I'll put the green card back, because now we only need to try to find one color in red. Of course we find green. Means we can play Avatar's Enthusiast for sure on 3. I guess that's more important. And then any land makes it so we can filter through the arena for red. We just have to hit land eventually here. This is a sketchy one. Let's see what we can do. So next turn we get to play Avatar Enthusiasts at the very least. Could get to play Sun Warriors after that if we hit any land. Or no, we have to hit a red source specifically. So yeah, we have 2 turns to draw any untapped land, right? We have 2 tap lands in the deck. Corrupt Court Official is gonna make me discard Boomy's Bash, which is sad, but hey, that's pretty good, but I like playing the Enthusiasts first. They could have a removal spell here, and I kind of would rather they remove the Enthusiasts, I guess. Not really happy about them having a removal spell either way. This feels like one of those games I just lose. Yeah. Yeah, this feels like one of those games I just lose. Hey, Sun Warriors. Gives us a chance. Throw 1/1 counter. Do you want to trade a Raven Eagle for my Avatar Enthusiasts? You do. I'm so down for that. That tells me they probably don't have a lot of removal. Just at all. Make a clue. Make a 1/1 when you on your own turn. Sure. We draw a land here. Oh, Wartime Protesters? Oh my goodness. This is gonna get out of hand so fast. We can't use the Firebending too. But now everything has haste. Just chump block. Nope. So they need 2 removal spells here. They have double black, but they can't use the X spell to kill my stuff. It's 4 mana. So we get 1 more turn with all of our stuff. They're worried about dying. I don't blame them. Play Sunblast Peak. If I play Freedom Fighters, this becomes X equals 4, which means we can also make a 1/1 off of it from this. Yeah. Versus I can play this, and then this becomes a 6 toughness creature, and they live. No, we're going to play that next turn. So we play this here. Bomb, bomb. Bomb. And I get to attack with everything. Because if they block the 3/3 on the 2/2, they're not killing either of my other actual threats. And we're making a 2/2 this turn as well. Off of Sun Warriors, so we're turning this 2/2 into a 2/2 anyway. Activate ability, makes it 2/2 with haste, but 1/1 counter is more relevant. Go down to 6. They could have the board clear here. They could have Rise of Sozin. They could have the X board clear. I'd prefer them to have the X board clear because it doesn't keep the thing in play, but if they have either board clear, they should just attack all first. Deal 3 damage to me almost certainly. So I'm not walking the 2/2 on the 3/3. It's a good game. One of their rares is a Raven Eagle. Less likely they have other rares on color. It's super easy to pack one, and then just slam into like a black-white, sacrifice deck. Azula on the hunt. That's just the uncommon Azula. Yeah, that's not going to do it, friend. I present to you my hasted ally. Oh my goodness. That was just a bloodbath. Oh, wow. Making it through plat 4. But we're going to have to stop here, right? That's a 7-1 again. We did it again. This deck is just absurd. We got paid off so hard in pack 3. Double bossing say is just not right. Toph is incredible. We didn't really need to do too much with her, but she was great. Wartime Protesters just showed off why this card is so strong. And Sun Warriors, you gotta treat it basically like a rare. I read this card like a rare, and that's because it, in many ways, basically is. We never actually used the Jasmine Tea Shop to make 1/1s. We just didn't need to. It was actually slower than everything else our decks was doing. And then outside of that, we had just a ton of premium uncommons and commons to support both the ally synergies and the earthbending synergies. Also, it goes to show just how important having cards like these dual lands and the Rumble Arena matter for when you're in the earthbending deck. I mean, the ability to earthbend them and sack them to draw cards, or earthbend them and have them have vigilance, was very relevant every game that it happened. And that's the deck. That's another 7-win deck in our 17 land special, 24 cards, 17 lands. See you on the next one.